Welcome to Adam Does Movies Live, Tuesday night, and I'm feeling all right. You got my Coke? I like to awkwardly take a drink mid-topic, mid-conversation to make you have to listen to a pregnant pause. I'm also planning on putting some of these lives on audio podcasts like Spotify and Apple Music, so it's really nice when I start the introduction by stopping mid-sentence and taking a drink, and then I have like taste in my mouth, liquids forming on the lips. It's really, bottom line is we're going to have a fun night. We're going to be talking about the most anticipated movies for the rest of 2023. And this topic is actually brought to you by a YouTube member. This is from Justin Golding. 4234 is the full handle. I'm not sure what the 4234 has to do with anything. If maybe that's the time of day and hour that he likes to smoke weed. Maybe it's some sort of a day, month, year situation, although I don't know how he was possibly born in 2034. That doesn't seem... Regardless of what it means, Justin, thank you for the topic suggestion. Other ones came in and were good, but that was the one that I thought I could really sink my teeth into. And so teeth we're going to sink. Before I begin, I want to point out, as always, super chats are much appreciated for these live streams. They're not my favorite thing to do, believe it or not. I get a little nervous in front of the camera. Sometimes I stumble upon words. Sometimes I say things that aren't actually words at all, and people point it out in the comments. I say phrases wrong and whatnot. But also, super chats are just a great way to say, hey, Adam, I really like what you're doing with these a couple times a week, every Tuesday, every Friday night when I can at 10:30 p.m. What is that, Eastern time? So it's late for me. It's pretty late for an old dog like myself, but we make it work. All right, let's get to the meat of it. Well, first off, we do have a couple pieces of news. Let's get those out of the way. First and foremost, for all you DCEU mainstays there, if there's any left, there is an Aquaman 2 teaser trailer out right now. I, of course, can't show it because YouTube will copyright strike me and they'll say, no, Adam, that's not your content. How dare you? How dare you, sir? So I won't. But it's there. It's not very long. It's a couple shots from the trailer. The full trailer will be out this Thursday. So I guess be excited for that. I think it looks about as good as the last few DCEU movies and MCU movies, which is to say I'm about fucking done with comic book movies. You got to really do something to impress me at this point. Okay, the other piece of news, let me bring up the share tab. As in the Sunny and Share tab. It's weird that I have a tab for that. Let's see. Let's share, add to the stage. There it is. Let's go a little larger and charger. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been really looking forward to this, but we have a Winnie the Pooh sequel for Blood and Honey. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Yeah. And they've revealed Tigger's first look. Listen, this was one of the worst movies I saw last year. This would be one of the worst movies I saw in the last 5 or 6 years, but I did have to recently watch Halloween 7, New Moon Rising. So no, this isn't the worst, but it's definitely top 3. The sequel to Blood and Honey, apparently IGN has the scoop on this for some reason. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is getting a sequel, and this time Pooh and Piglet's friend Tigger is getting in on the gory action. I can't wait to not watch this one. No, you know I'm going to be there day fun at the theater. You know I'm going to give you the review. It just has to happen. What do we, oh, so here's Tigger. Look at this guy. What are you doing, IGN? Why'd you take me away? Okay. Oh my God, the site. You know, it never ceases to amaze me. No matter how many years go by, IGN will always have the jankiest fucking site on the planet. There he is. There's Tigger in all his glory. How do I get out of this? Okay. Despite being one of the most prominent characters in the source material, Tigger wasn't a part of the original Blood and Honey. The reason, as writer-director Ray's Frack Waterfield, whatever his name is, was that Tigger wasn't a part of the public domain when the first movie. Yeah, because what happened was Disney didn't scoop up the rights or whatever to get Winnie the Pooh back in their vault. So this company ran out, grabbed the rights, and now they're able to churn out these garbage horror films. Jeffrey added that the sequel has a substantially higher budget, so it's going to be more than $50. That's exciting. I don't care anymore about this. I think I spent enough time. But for the 4 of you that are excited for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 2, there you go. It's coming. It's going to happen early. What are they saying? February 2024. Please be excited for more Pooh and more blood action. I will say the title's great. I love the title Blood and Honey. And that's really all I love about it. All right, let's get into it. 2023 fall movie preview, a look ahead. This is oddly the nicest list I found, and it's by ABC News, just randomly. And, you know, just to kind of clean things up, since I am a web developer / designer by day, we're going to go ahead and go into the source code here using this little tool thing I have. And we're going to go ahead and hide that header bar, that ABC bar, because I think it kind of clutters things up for us. And let's keep it clean. Let's keep it professional. So that's gone now, using the power of technology. Pregnant pause for the audio version. Here we have it. Oh, I should point out that if super chats are coming in, I will short for occasionally, look back on them and see if they have anything to do with what I'm talking about. And I will read them off. And it looks like we already have one for $99.99 from Zach Beal TV, shot out of a fucking cannon with a almost $100 powerful super chat. And he just puts Adam, emphasis on the I don't know if that's because I'm delicious or he's just like mad. Either way, thank you for the super chat. He probably meant to put $9.99, but I will absolutely take the extra. What a surprise. What a nice way to start the night out. Oh my God. 2023 fall movie preview. These are the films to have on your radar. Okay, let's scroll through. I'm not going to do what I did last time. My wife yelled at me. She said, Adam, on your last stream, you read for an eternity. You stumbled on words. You're an idiot. Why are you just reading stuff? I'm about 2 seconds from walking out the door and leaving your ass behind. It got ugly. Papers were sent, but thankfully I was able to kind of take her off the ledge and say, Lindsay, we can work this out. All right, blah, 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 garbage, 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 garbage. Here we go. September 15th. Folks, that is in 3 days. I did the math for you. You're welcome. But in actuality, as we know, being movie fans, movies don't come out Friday nights. They come out Thursdays. And not even Thursday nights. Like a Thursday at 2 p.m. You can go see The Haunting in Venice. And I probably will try to see it earlier on a Thursday. Not that early. I do have a job. But this is part of the Murder on the Orient Express trilogy saga. I assume they're based on books, and the books are probably far better. Listen, Murder on the Orient was good. Not great. I think it was good. Death on the Nile was just absolute trash. I couldn't even finish it. It was really bad. This is bizarre because, first off, it's got Tina Fey in it, so I'm there day fun regardless. I love Tina Fey. Also, it's kind of a horror movie. The first movies were murder mystery whodunits. This one, I saw the trailer for this before Nun 2, and this was straight up looking like a horror flick. Trailer could be deceiving, but that's the feel I'm getting from this, and that's wild. That's wild, crazy stuff. Excitement level on this is not high, but I am intrigued. It's got my attention. And it will, of course, have my money. Speaking of money, we have Dumb Money, based on the true story of a group of amateur dumb money investors. Yes, this is the movie about GameStop, about AMC, I think, maybe as part of that as well, when they had the whole stock shortage buyback. I'm not a stock person. I don't know anything about it. If I was, I'd have a lot more money probably, because it seems like it is easy money for a lot of people, or they pretend it's easy money. I'm not really sure. There's about 1 million investors on YouTube that say this is the easiest thing you can do. I'm sure that they're all legit and sincere. Regardless, we have a really good cast. We got Nick Offerman, Seth Rogen, America Ferrera from Ugly Betty, if you remember that show. Sebastian Stan, Shailene Woodley. I never got it. I never got the whole Shailene Woodley appeal, personally. I'm sure she's a lovely actress, but I haven't seen a single movie in it where I'm like, oh yes, Shailene Woodley's in this. Yes, please. September 29th, The Creator. I don't know much about this other than the pretty epic trailer, and it's directed by the Rogue One director. The trailer looks very cool. It's pretty big ass budget for a movie that I assume is also based. Is it based on a book? This has got to be based on a book, right? Has to have. There's no way they're putting this much money into something that's untested. They don't do that anymore. Okay, that's it for September. Let's check back in the super chats. Oh my God. Am I seeing this right? Zach BLTV again with $99.99. For real, man. Always love your reviews playing while I'm working editing. Thanks for the laughs. Dude, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, what a night. This has turned into such a fun night. Sebastian, 1,000 thank yous. I appreciate that so much. You have no idea. Sebastian Emmond, A Haunting in Venice is based on Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. You got to understand, my eyes aren't what they used to be, and this is really small on this screen. I hope. Oh, fuck. You know what? I apologize again for the audio listener. You're not going to get anything out of this, but I should be putting these up on the screen. So here we got Zach BLTV. Folks, I've only been doing these live shows for almost, it feels like a year, and we're still learning as we go. We're still learning as we grow, really. And then this is another Zach BLTV. This is the one he works and edits, which I appreciate. I don't know if he's editing as in video editing as well, but that's pretty awesome. Really awesome, Zach, if you have any sort of connections to Hollywood, because I could use some. I am in the process of making my own movie script, and there's some stuff in the fire, and I'm going to be ready to pitch it all with the deck, I want to say in like 2 months or less is what I'm going for. But if anybody has any inside knowledge on how to make this happen the proper way, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, I'll just, I'll go guerrilla marketing on it. Okay, back to Sebastian Emmond for $10, Canadian cash. Funny money, as we call it here in the States, but it's still just as good. A Haunting in Venice is based on Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. It's so much easier to read, too, by the way, when it's this large. I hope they don't take too many liberties with, what does this say? Hercule, I don't know how you say that. Hercule Poirot's mystery solving here. Oh, yeah, that's the main guy. I never know how to say his name. He's French or something fancy. Like the Conjuring verse has been doing. Yeah, man, the first 2 Conjurings were great. And then what the hell happened with that third one? And then the Juan with $2 says they skipped Expendables 4. Trash, but it's there. Okay, thank you, Juan. I appreciate that. Yes. Please tell me if they miss a movie on the list, because this is I'm going off of what ABC News is offering me, which is probably not going to be the most complete list. But again, I couldn't find anything that was put together much better than this. So Expendables 4, I think, looks pretty awful. Megan Fox, for some reason, takes up 50% of the trailer. A lot of the characters are kind of newer, maybe UFC. I'm not really sure. I don't follow sports at all. I don't even like any of the Expendables. That's the thing. And these are the movies for me. Like, this is my era of film. You have Stallone in these leading the charge. You got Dolph Lundgren. You have Schwarzenegger cameoing typically. You got Bruce Willis in the first 1 or 2 or 3. I get them all confused. Jet Li's in the mix. There's lots of freaking Jean-Claude Van Damme was the villain in the second one, which is easily the best of them. Mel Gibson's the villain in the third one. So there's a lot of cool ass 90s action stars coming into these things, but the budgets always feel so just lacking. And the choreography and the cinematography and stuff, it's just not where it needs to be for me. It's just not. And they haven't ever really appealed, which is a shame because they should. Thank you, Juan, for pointing that out. All right, here we're in October now. Foe. This might be the first one on the list I am unfamiliar with. Young Irish stars don't come starrier. I don't know how to say her name. Then Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird, and Paul Mescal, Aftersun, who play a couple from rural America dealing with a major problem, an environmental plague that has destroyed most of the planet. Okay, well, sounds post-apocalyptic-esque or doomsday-esque. I don't know. Not the stars aren't doing it for me. I saw all the movies they were in, but I can't say I loved really any of them. Lady Bird was fine. Aftersun, a little too artsy for me. A little too A24 for me. The Exorcist Believer. Nothing scares off a demon except the arrival of a Taylor Swift concert film that sent the sequel to The Exorcist scurrying to move up a week to avoid competing with the biggest pop star on the planet. That is hilarious. Exorcist Believer was pushed up a week because there's a Taylor Swift movie going to theaters. There's no way that's what they worried about. These are not remotely the same audience. Granted, I celebrate Taylor Swift's entire catalog, and I do like the Exorcist films somewhat, more on the Swift side than I am on the Exorcist side, but I'll probably see one of them for sure, and it's going to be The Exorcist Believer. Although it would be fun to go to a Taylor Swift movie by myself. How sad would that be? Nice to see you where you been. I can show you incredible things. Do I keep going? No, we're going to stop there. This movie doesn't look terribly good, but it also doesn't look awful. Listen, this is from David Gordon Green. David recently did the Halloween trilogy, the new one. So he's familiar with this soft reboot bullshit where you pretend the first one still exists and you go from there. You remove all the other ones. That's, I believe, what they're doing with The Exorcist Believer. They have the original woman back in the mix, back in the habit. And this time we have 2 girls that are possessed. Kind of a, I think, clever idea. We'll see if they stick the landing. I'm tepid with it. I'm tepid with a lot of these. Here we are. This is the one everybody's been waiting for. Swift fans unite. Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour concert film. Whew. Wait, what? It's already a box office behemoth, having earned a wowza. Who says wowza? $26 million in a single day pre-sale at AMC theaters. What? Swifties received a personal message from their idol on Instagram. The Eras Tour has been the most meaningful electric experience of my life so far. Well, I did not get to see it in concert. I haven't seen Swift in concert. My wife and daughter have. Honestly, a little jealous I didn't get to go to that. Yeah, we're probably going to have to do it. We're probably going to have to go. And I imagine that I'm going to think it's amazing, because if I don't and I review it out of the theater, the Swift fans are going to just tear me alive. I can already see the comments pour in on TikTok if I say the movie is mediocre or less. It was good. What is this old guy talking about? It was good. It was a good movie. It was good. It was good. It was good. Sorry, it's a callback if you're not familiar with the comments I got in Meg 2. You can look at the TikTok there. That video has, I don't know, 260,000 views and 500 or 600 comments, and they're almost all verbatim. It was good. It was good. But was it? Was it? What do we got? We got super chats flying in. Kyle Nelson for $1.99. Beautiful. It takes one to know one. Okay. All right. Wow. Kyle, playing off of the one who previously super chatted with a pun off the name. It takes one to know one. Is it a great pun? Yeah, it is. It's withstood the test of time, and I'm here for it. Thank you, Kyle Nelson. Bubba, 199 super chat. What about The Creator, September 29th? I talked about The Creator, Bubba. Are you even watching the stream? Are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? Chris Tucker. I mentioned The Creator. I said maybe I didn't say it looks good. I think it looks really good. I think it looks interesting. It's by the dude that did Rogue One. We said all this. We were all here for it. Thank you, Bubba. Sebastian Emmond, $5. Thank you, Emmond. Thank you, Sebastian Emmond. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to The Exorcist Believer after Green burned us with Halloween Ends. I'd rather watch the Fox Exorcist show again. There was a Fox Exorcist show? I imagine you mean Fox Studios, which is owned by Disney now, and not some furry exorcist show, like an animated show about a fox, like in Robin Hood by Disney back in the day. But that would be awesome. If there was a Robin Hood Disney style Fox movie, but set in the Exorcist world with the same Disney characters from that classic beloved film, I would freaking love that movie. Oh my God. Could you imagine who would get possessed? Like Friar Tuck, and Fox is the exorcist who has to figure out what's wrong with him. Oh my God, I want this movie. Thank you, Sebastian. I'm sorry you didn't care for Halloween Ends. You know, I was apologist for that movie. I thought it was fine, honestly. I completely get the hate, though, and I do realize I am in the minority when it comes to Halloween Ends. I dug the route they went, but it definitely was a Hail Mary subversion of expectation bullshit thing that a lot of people weren't feeling. And I fully admit, you should not have introduced that character in the third movie of a new trilogy. You tease him earlier. You at least have him make a cameo in Halloween Kills, right? So weird. What a weird thing he did. Drink of this soda. I'm going to start narrating for the audio version when I take a drink of soda. Jan Rose is here. She's always here. We love it. Yes, Adam, sing more Taylor Swift for $5. I'll do more than sing, I'll dance. Because after all, miss, this is France. What can we sing from Taylor? I already did. So you want to be forever, and you want to go down in flames. Let me tell you when it's over. You know, I like a lot of stuff off of, oh my God. There's a couple songs off one of the newer albums that are pretty good. But now, like Welcome to New York off of, I think that was 23. I think 23 is her best album. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. That's a good album. Thank you, Jan. We'll sing more Taylor as this night goes on, as they come to me. Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt's always in the mix too. Love it. I never found Taylor Swift attractive for $2. Mike. I'm not totally in disagreement with you. Old Taylor, as in young Taylor, was a little too thin for me. But she's thickened up. She's gotten healthy looking. She looks happier. She's thicker, THICCER. And I'm into it. I'm into all of it. I think she looks fantastic. She's stunning as both a person on the inside and on the out. Let's give Taylor some representation. Let's give her some respect. Thank you, Mike. Kyle Nelson for $4.99. You forgot to mention Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, coming out on September 29th. My 4-year-old son is fucking jacked for it. Kyle did not swear. I added it in because I imagine a 4-year-old son saying that. Dad, I'm fucking jacked for Paw Patrol. Hell yeah! Downs a Red Bull, slams it into his forehead. Oh my God, it would be so good. Paw Patrol, baby. I heard the last Paw Patrol was actually good, the last movie. I did not see it. My kids are past the Paw Patrol age, and I've never seen a single episode, so I would be going in blind to the Paw Patrol universe, and I just can't do that. I'd be doing myself a disservice and a disservice to the movie itself. When you go to a Paw Patrol movie, you're expected to know at least the bare minimum, I would think. Or the dog minimum, if you must. We're doing puns tonight. Thank you, Kyle. And I apologize for not bringing up Paw Patrol. I'm at the mercy of what I have in front of me on the list. Sebastian, we might not ever even do this show. We're just going to keep reading super chats. I love this. Sebastian Edmond for $10 more Canadian. David Gordon Green. Because baby, now we've got bad blood. You know, we used to be best buds. Now take a look at what you've become, baby. Now we've got bad blood. Yeah. You know what? The Bad Blood music video from Taylor Swift, that's a gem. You have Selena Gomez in there. You have Hayley Williams from Paramore in there. You got Ellie Goulding in the mix. I know way too many pop singers. Way too many female pop singers. This should be no pop secret, though, for anybody that's been paying attention to me over the years. I am unmercifully into female pop music. I am a developer front end and a designer. And when I code and design, my go-to music choice are female pop princess music because it's mindless, it's vapid, and it's catchy as all shit. I don't have to listen to the lyrics. I just hear that beat. And I'm moving to it. I'm coding to it. Of course, I like a lot of other music that would make me seem more alpha in nature, but I think there's nothing more alpha, nothing more manly than admitting the type of music you listen to. Let's go to next. Troy McClure for $2, September 29. Hashtag Saw Patrol. Time for the new Barbenheimer. Is Saw not on here either? What is this list sucks? September 20th is Saw. We got to move in. We got to move on and see if it's up more. Oh my God. Did they not put Saw X on the list? Folks. Okay, Saw 10, I think, looks like a Saw movie. I don't know how Jigsaw's still doing it. The guy's been running ragged. He's been running on empty for 10 movies now. Wasn't he supposed to die of like cancer in the first one? I just, or like athlete's foot, some diabetes, something was killing the fucking guy. I remember that. And now I guess he's just fine. It left its body, Breaking Bad style for a little while. Saw 10, listen, I'm not a Saw guy, okay? I just admitted I listen to a lot of female pop princess movies or songs. Saw movies don't really appeal to me that much. The torture porn thing, not my cup of tea. I have seen a fair amount of them though. I've seen probably 1 through 4. And after that, I just couldn't anymore. I just don't care. But maybe I go back and watch them at some point. Maybe I do. But Saw 10, I'm sure I'll go see it and review it. I saw Fast 10. Can't be much worse than that. Sebastian Edmond for $5 again. Only time I wasn't attracted to Taylor Swift. This has just turned into a full-on Taylor Swift video. Was when she was a CGI furry cat in Cats 2019. Sebastian, I was still into that version of Taylor Swift. I don't know. Sebastian did not like Taylor Swift's pussy in that film. I'm on the fence, like a cat. $5 from, thank you, Sebastian. Mike Hunt, thank you, $5 super chat. The only Taylor Swift song that I liked was Shake It Up. I think it's Shake It Off, sir, not Shake It Up. Shake it up, shake it up. I'm also watching this stream with no pants on. You and me both, sir. You and me both. Thank you for the chats. I'll check back in when I inevitably don't have half of the movies that come out in October on this list, or as we call it in the industry, Rocktober. So yeah, we're all very excited for Taylor Swift, clearly. Anatomy of a Fall. So we don't put Saw 10 on this fucking list, but we got Anatomy of a Fall. Okay, well, we can see where the priorities are at on ABC. This is with no one that I've heard of. Sandra Hüller of Tony Erdmann fame. That's nothing to me. What is this for? Look for mentions of this traumatic marriage story all over the Oscar nominations. So we're going to go ahead and just scoop on by because I don't care. October 20th, Killers of the Flower Moon. Yes, this is Martin Scorsese's new movie. It seems like it's a little off the beaten path for him. It's not about mobsters or anything. It looks, I think it looks pretty freaking cool. The trailer was awesome. It was very awesome. Set in Oklahoma in the 1920s, the film deals with systemic murders of the oil-rich Native Americans living on reservation land, where the government basically sent them to dwindle and die. Yeah, it's kind of a feel-good story about all the great things that we did to Indians over the years. This looks freaking great. Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. You got De Niro. Who's the new one? Newcomer Gladstone? Okay. I'm excited for this. It's hard to go wrong with a Scorsese movie. Naiad. This is a person I assume that I should know, but I don't. Naiad. Annette Bening. Annette Bening. I'm already in. Delivers a stirring warts and all portrait of marathon swimmer Diana Naiad in this bruising biopic that culminates in her historic 110-mile, 53-hour, 2013 swim from Cuba to Florida. Damn the sharks and jellyfish. Yeah. The openly gay, woke alert, right, fam? Naiad was 64 at the time and hadn't done a competitive swim in 3 decades. All right, well, probably be boring, right? It's going to be a Snorefest Oscar movie, but I'll watch it. Okay. Wow. Did we not mention Jodie Foster in the narrative? Oh, here we go. I left too fast. If Jodie Foster's in the movie, I am in the movie. I'm there. Annette Bening already had me kind of sold. Jodie Foster takes me over the finish line. Hell to the yes. October 27. Priscilla. Is this a Priscilla Presley thing again? Oh, God. The life and times of Priscilla Presley were shortchanged last year in Buzz Luhrmann's Elvis. No. Writer-director Sofia Coppola. Okay. Guys, I'm not huge on biopics. I'm going to be honest with you. In general, biopics of musicians or people that are going out with musicians or married to them or whatever, that doesn't do much for me. Call me when there's a Chester biopic from Linkin Park. You call me when there's a Chester Linkin Park movie, and then I'll go to that. We're building it down to build it back up. Fingernails. What the fuck? Fingernails. Romantic sci-fi is a tricky business. For every eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, there are dozens of duds. Oh no. This is artsy stuff. I don't know what any of this is. I don't care. We're gonna move on. The Killer. Just when you thought Michael Fassbender had forsaken acting, director David Fincher. Yes! David Fincher's back, baby! David Fincher, once upon a time in Hollywood, was one of my favorite directors. I say was because he kind of went dormant. What's he been doing? He's producing shit. He turned into J.J. Abrams for a while there in the middle. Get back to making movies, man. It's what you're good at. The guy gave us Seven. The guy gave us Fight Club. The guy gave us Panic Room. The guy gave us The Game, Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Benjamin Button. We don't need to talk about that one. But my God, the guy's done some great stuff. Great stuff. So it's so nice to see him back. Honestly, I don't need to see anything else. I'm in. It's a Fincher film. Trent Reznor sounds like probably going to be doing music again for it. Yep. All right, we're in November. Let's see if I missed any powerful super chats because last time it was just fire. It doesn't look like much, so that's disappointing because we had such an amazing September was an amazing month for super chats. Let's see. We have Shadow Humor. $5. Thank you, Shadow Humor. The Marvels looks like trash. So does Aquaman. So he's being fair to both cinematic universes in tandem. I don't really disagree, Shadow Humor. I think they both look really lame. Thank you for the chat. November 3rd. In the cold November rain. Rustin from The Rain. Billy Talent song. Highly recommend Billy Talent if you haven't listened to him. Great rock band. Coleman Domingo enters the Oscar race full bore as Bayard Rustin, the openly gay civil rights leader who organized the historic 1963 March on Washington. All right. Can't say I'm super pumped. It's probably going to be a nice drama pick, nice drama biopic. Chris Rock's in it. Okay. Yeah, I don't care. I'll probably see it. November 10, The Marvels. If fatigue with the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't deter you, it's a lot. You'll probably enthuse over the return of Oscar winner Brie Larson as Carol Danvers. I mean, I'm bored reading it. This looks like a children's film, which is fine. It seems to be marketed to younger audiences, which is fine. It's not always for us, fam. It's not always for us sad, middle-aged guys that are looking for that next Logan. This, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be selling my children. This is, of course, just I have a test pool of 2 to test from. Okay, I have an audience of 2. My daughter, who's 14, no interest. She thinks Captain Marvel sucks. My son obviously doesn't care. Because my son Connor's he's all into anime. None of this interests him. Oh, someone else asked on YouTube for the Connor review of, what's that fucking show? One Piece? Is that right? One Piece, which notoriously has, I think, the most anime episodes of all time. Over 1,000 episodes of the TV show. Has come out with the live action version on Netflix. And I don't know what the reviews are because I've never seen the show. It looks bizarre. There's some guy named Monkey something or another. He can stretch his arms. He's Stretch Armstrong. The women have the most comically exaggerated features I've ever seen. Their waists are toothpick, and then the boobs are just like I could fit one of my heads on each side. It's hilarious. So maybe that's why Connor's into it. I don't know. Don't hate the player, hate the game. If you want the review from Connor, he said, I believe he watched a couple episodes and he thought it was very different from the show, of course, but not too bad. Not too shabby. I don't remember his exact quote, but it was a little bit like mixed. A little mixed. And he hasn't obviously gone back to it. So I don't know, probably not great at the end of the day. Probably not great. The Marvels, no interest. We'll go. We'll review. Maybe it'll surprise me. Sometimes they do. I will say Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Shittium was just awful. I can't imagine I truly can't believe it's going to be worse than Ant-Man. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it's even better than Thor Love and Thunder. But that movie also wasn't good. We have The Holdovers. Nearly 2 decades ago, Paul Giamatti made movie magic. Yep, for Sideways. All right, he's back. Another artsy thing. Don't care, but that's what's coming. A movie I don't care about called The Holdovers. It'll probably be great and win a bunch of awards, and I will see it and be like, what? Why? Ugh, gross. November 17th, The Hunger Games returns with a prequel called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Listen, I don't have a lot of time, or I don't dedicate a lot of my free time to reading books. I did have Audible for a while when I was driving, or when I thought I could kind of multitask. It turns out I can't multitask worth a shit. One of 2 books I read, or listened to, whatever, when they came out was The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because I'm a 14-year-old girl, apparently, and I like The Hunger Games. The book wasn't good. It was a stupid prequel. It's one of those bullshit. Let's try to kind of humanize, Cornelius Snow or whatever the fuck his name is. Coralini. I don't even know how to say it, but maybe it's Cornelius. He is kind of an unlikable prick, to be fair, in the book as well. But the book didn't need to be made. The movie certainly doesn't need to be made. I see Rachel Zegler's in this. That's going to be fun. She's been putting her foot in her mouth a lot lately. Brie Larson, for like 5 years, has grown an entire cottage industry off of just bashing her for like 3 or 4 unlikable interviews she did. Rachel Zegler is like, hold my beer. She has outdone everything, Breeze. I can only imagine what the outrage anti-woke channels on YouTube and MySpace are saying about Rachel Zegler. I don't even have to look. I can guarantee you they have like 17 videos dedicated to just the dumb shit she said. And because she was kind of bashing on the Snow White movie coming out that she's starring in, and apparently she doesn't really think much of the original, which is just hilarious. We'll see how she does when talking about the Hunger Games. It would be funny if she's like, yeah, Hunger Games is fucking trash. No interest in this. It's going to probably be like Fantastic Beasts and We're Not to Find Them, which is at the movie theater. May, December. Oh, that's the movie. I was confused because, wait, are we in November, right? So in November, we have a movie called May, December. That's confusing. That's a little off-brand. Director Todd Haynes delivers this erotic fable, I'm listening, campy and compelling in equal doses, about a Hollywood star, Natalie Portman, I am listening, who travels to Georgia to meet the real woman, Julianne Moore, I'm listening still. She'll be playing a tabloid sensation who went to jail after she was caught having sex with a 13-year-old boy. Okay. This is awkward. All right, well, that's weird. Pretty on brand for Hollywood to do a movie like this. Whenever I think of a female teacher that's probably good looking back in the day sleeping with a young underage kid, I instantly go to that South Park episode where they take it to the most extreme thing possible, and Ike, who's a kindergartner, sleeping with his kindergarten teacher, and every guy that finds out's like, nice. Yeah, guys are we're kind of trash. I really don't know what else to say about it. We're just kind of trash. Next goal wins. Director Taika Waititi from Jojo Rabbit. That's the right movie to put in quotes, by the way. That's the right one. Don't use Thor, Love, and Thunder. Ragnarok was great too, but Taika can do good stuff. Isn't showing an ounce of intimidation in bringing this true sports story to the screen, even if the truth gives way to entertainment. Michael Fassbender's in this too. Okay. Dutch-American soccer coach trying to shape up a ragtag team of American Samoan players to make it to the World Cup. Yeah, I'm in. This is going to be fun. I'm glad that he's doing more kind of indie, off-the-beaten-path films again. Napoleon, America's sweetheart, Napoleon gets a film on November 22nd with Gladiator director Ridley Scott at the helm and Joaquin Phoenix starring as the French military commander who seized power in 1799. All right. Oh, I see Vanessa Kirby's back in the mix. So Ridley Scott, I believe, did that Night movie, which also had Vanessa Kirby, Adam Driver, and Matt Damon in it. What was that called? The Last Night? The First Night? The Something Night? The Last Duel. The Last Duel. I kind of dug that movie. Again, it's one of those he said, she said things where it takes the same story from different angles, and then you get the final full reveal. Definitely not going to be for everyone. And typically, I don't like movies like that. Last Duel kind of worked enough for me that I was like, not too bad. Otherwise, director Ridley Scott, he's been missing a lot lately with his movies, so this could go either way. Maestro, which I assume is based on the character Maestro from Seinfeld. Let's find out. I'm sure I'm right. The raves coming out of the Venice Film Festival. Ugh. Bradley Cooper's take on the life and turbulent times of Leonard Bernstein, the virtuoso composer and conductor. I don't care. I'm out. It looks like it's in black and white. I saw Venice Film Festival. I saw artsy stuff, and I'm out. November 24, Saltburn, which I assume is a sequel to Brightburn. Remember Brightburn, anyone? Director Emerald Fennell won an Oscar for writing Promising Young Woman, and she didn't do it by playing it safe. Ooh. Okay. This feels like artsy stuff again. What's it about? There's so much just bullshit in this. I can't even find like a cohesive sentence. It's all just like this movie and this thing and this person and this thing. Fennell focuses on the fatal attraction that awkward Oxford student Oliver Quick feels for handsome old money hunk Felix Cadden. I think every single month on this list we have a gay love story. This is just what it is now. These are the movies that ABC is like, yes, finally, we get a brave film about two men falling in love. Can we get a couple women falling in love? We switch it up a little bit. Maybe a guy and a woman falling in love. That seems like a high percentage chance of getting a movie like that. December. Oh, let's see if there's any more super chats. Let's get back to super chats. We made it through November. It was a long November. Kyle Nelson for $1.99. Totally Killer releases October 6th on Prime. Way back in October, Kyle? What the hell's Totally Killer? Let me look it up. Let me derail this entire thing to look up Totally Killer. It's got Kernan Shipka, Olivia Holt, Julie Bowen. That's random. What the hell is this? Give me the story. 35 years after the shocking murders of 3 teens, an infamous killer returns on Halloween night to claim a 4th victim. When 17-year-old Jamie comes face to face with the masked maniac, she accidentally time travels back to night. Oh, I saw the trailer for this, or I saw a clip or something. Yeah, it's like Back to the Future where she knows who the killer is. So she goes back into the 1980s to warn them, try to stop it. Yeah, this does look fun. Thank you, Kyle, for bringing that up. Totally Killer. Very nice. Troy McClure for $2. Multiple Hunger Games or one Battle Royale as easy choice. Yeah, multiple Hunger Games or one Battle Royale. That's fair. Battle Royale, the what was that, a Korean film? Battle Royale movie. I can't remember where it was made. I know it was a foreign flick. Come on, machine. Well, who cares? Yeah, I know what movie you're talking about. That's the punchline here. We don't need to freaking go off kilter, go off course. I'm so aloof right now. Here we go. Mike Hunt for $5, a beautiful chat. If you like horror flicks, watch Wreck. Every girl that I've seen it with can never make it all the way through, but it's in Spanish. If don't mind subtitles. No, I don't mind subtitles. I like subtitles often. Makes it easier to, the only thing I don't like about subtitles is sometimes I find it distracts from the visuals. That's the only negative I have. Sebastian's back. $5 super chat. Please, Ridley, please, for the love of God, don't do Gladiator 2. Sebastian, he's doing it, dude. You know he's doing it. It's been announced. It's been announced. It's happening. Just pouring a little bit more Coke. It helps take the edge off. Helps put the edge on. Where was I? We're in December. The Bike Riders. Writer-director Jeff Nichols, Mud, Take Shelter, emerges with his most intriguing film yet, 1968, Danny Leon's book of photos and anecdotes about the Chicago Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Okay. Nichols mixes fact with fiction as the film's Danny interviews Johnny by Tom Hardy, the club's founder and members like the moody, mesmerizing Benny and what? Not since Easy Rider has the movie captured the lure and the underlying violence of the open road. All right, could be all right. December 8, Poor Things. No Holds Barred director, can't say that name for the life of me, Yorgos Lanthimos, comes a Frankenstein story like no other. In Victorian London, on the operating table of Dr. Goodwin, God for short, Dr. Godwin, God for short, Baxter, played by Willem Dafoe, and Bella Baxter, Emma Stone. I'm done. I'm in. Willem Dafoe and Emma Stone? Absolutely. And Mark Ruffalo? Ruffalo? No, I don't really care about Mark, but the other two have me sold. Yeah, she's looking weird in this photo. Wild. The Zone of Interest. There's surely never been a family film like this one. Hedwig Haas, her husband Rudolph, and their children live in, what the fuck is that word? Bucolic bliss? Hang on, we got to look up the word. Pronunciation. What in the bucolic? What does it mean? What do you mean? Relating to the pleasant aspects of the countryside. Bucolic. Use bucolic in a sentence. Hedwig Haas, her husband Rudolph, and their children live in bucolic bliss. Bucolic. Except for the fact that their home is located on outskirts of Auschwitz. Oh my God. Where smoke from the crematorium and cries of Jews being slaughtered occasionally interrupt daily life. Oh my God. Wow, that took a turn. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. Oh, Sebastian, we can hide your comment. Thank you. Thank you, Sebastian. Wonka. Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. What's Boogie? Remember that garbage from Tim Burton? No, we do Gene Wilder or bust. I did not watch the trailer for Wonka, if there even is one. I think there's a teaser or something. I don't have any interest at all. Gene Wilder just is Willy Wonka to me. That said, I will always give something a chance. I'm going to go into this movie as fresh as I possibly can, and hopefully it surprises, shocks, and maybe even wows me. Timothy Chalamet gets his chance in this musical Willy Wonka origin story. Okay. Oh my God. Is that a real Oompa Loompa, or is that a statue in that photo? Is that a real Oompa Loompa, or are you just happy to see me? Well, December 20, we hit the crescendo of this list. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Talk about trouble. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Shame on me. Talk of trouble has been deafening for the sequel to the 2018 original. Yeah, it's been all quiet on the waterfront. The first film with its surf and turf hero was labeled the joke of the DC Comics universe, but went on to be comics' highest grosser. Yeah, Aquaman, believe it or snot, is one of the highest grossing DC movies. So crazy. So don't be quick to write off follow-up, again directed by James Wan. Despite rumors of poor test screenings that leave audiences lost in a surplus of underwater kingdoms, the first movie was a shit show. It was an absolute clusterfuck of like 14 different movies jam-packed into one. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that this one's a mess. I don't have any interest in this film. Comic book movies have lost me so badly. But we'll see. We'll see. December 22, All of Us Strangers. Already wildly hailed on the festival circuit as one of the year's very best films. This spellbinder stars Andrew Scott. I like Andrew Scott. The hot priest from Fleabag. That's really what we're referring to. Isn't Andrew Scott from Parks and Rec? Am I thinking of the right guy? Nope, I'm not. I'm not thinking about the right. That's Adam Scott. I forget the. Is it Adam Scott? I forget the guy's name who has the same name as me. Scott. I mean, Adam. The hot priest from Fleabag. Okay, as a queer screenwriter whose isolation causes. Oh my God. ABC's like, hone in on the gay movies, find gay movies, found it. Ding, 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 ding. Every month there's one. It's hilarious. As a queer screenwriter whose isolation causes him to retreat from an attractive neighbor, as he tries to put his feelings into words about the 1980s AIDS epidemic of his youth. Okay, this sounds just terrible. Oh, wait, did I see it's... Wait. Oh, okay, I thought it said from the director of Ghost Story, and then I was going to say, yep, I'm out. December 25, The Color Purple. Do we remember this movie? It came out a long fucking time ago. In director Blitz Buzz Something's name, film version of the Broadway musical hit based on Alice Walker's 1982 novel of the black female struggle in the Deep South from 1909 to 1947. That's a sentence. This article, this whole thing is hilarious. It's just fucking how many words can we jam in from other movies and actors and stuff to get into the algorithm? I saw a trailer for this recently. I don't care. I don't think it looks great. I'm kind of over the like can we make a movie that's not just every time black people as slaves? It would be nice if we could get some more. It doesn't have to be Black Panther, but can we get something more where it's not them just being punished and beaten and in poverty and, you know, stepped upon? Can we get more celebratory black type of films? Because I'm really getting burned out about them being enslaved, in persecution. It's just depressing. And I think that we could probably be like, hey, why don't we just celebrate it more and be like, look here's an all black cast that's not being beaten and like tortured within an inch of their life. That would be nice. I think that would be a nice change of pace. That said, this movie trailer was very well done and it looks kind of good. Not again, though, I don't want to. It's kind of like biopics of musicians that inevitably end up on drugs and killing themselves. It's such old hat now. I feel like I have a billion movies that I can already turn to and watch. I don't need to keep replaying the same record over and over again. It's the same reason I'm getting burnt out by comic book movies. I'm getting sick of it. I see Haley Bailey's in this from Little Mermaid. All right. Ferrari, not to be confused with Ford v Ferrari. What, we're doing another Ferrari movie? Master filmmaker Michael Mann from Heat. He's 80? Or is 80? He's fucking 80, is that right? Directs a powerfully nuanced Adam Driver film, and Enzo Ferrari, or as Enzo Ferrari's in it. They brought him back from the dead as Enzo Ferrari, the former race car icon, now settled in his 50s and determined his team will win. Yeah, weird. So, okay, we're doing another Ferrari film, I guess. I like Michael Mann movies, so I guess we'll give it a shot. The Boys in the Boat. If this is going to be another, like, these men fall in love with each other on a boat. If you read the 2013 nonfiction bestseller about the University of Washington rowing crew, I did not, unfortunately. You know, it's a hell of a tale. Can George Clooney, directing and not acting, bring the underdog story to life? The only George Clooney directing movie I saw was, I think it was called Good Night and Good Luck, or Good Day and Good Luck, or something. It sucked. Hated that movie. Bring the underdog. Okay. Fight against the Hitler propaganda machine that set so-called Aryan purity against America's working class athletes. Word from the test screening is that Clooney knocks it out of the park. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out. What's not on this list? That's the question. What did I miss off this list? Is this a new Mike Hunt? Nope, I saw that one. We have one more super chat from Sebastian. Oh, no, I saw that one already. So that's it for the super chats. I am done with my list. If there's any more to come in, let me know now or forever hold your peace. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. But that is the entirety of what's on this ABC list. Let me pull up one more while anybody decides to throw in another super chat, and we'll see. Upcoming movies 2023. Let me see if I can find a more completed list. Not there, obviously. Den of Geek. Let's see what they have. Okay, Den of Geek has it looks like a very completed list. Let's share the tab. In September, movies I missed. I said, okay, we got to. Oh, Spy Kids Armageddon. How did we forget about Spy Kids Armageddon on Netflix? Netflix exclusive. It looks like shit. And it's made by the original director. He's basically he's rebooting his own franchise that already went like 4 movies. It Lives Inside, I didn't mention. I already saw that. That was a Monday mystery movie. I did an out-of-theater reaction review. I didn't do a full review on it. I just don't think anyone really cares about it. It's a pretty low-budget, low-interest movie, and I didn't really care for it, so I feel like one and done is enough for that. A short is good enough. I'm just seeing if anything else jumps out. Ordinary Angels, Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, October also has the release of Five Nights at Freddy's. I think that trailer is pretty awful. Doesn't do a single thing for me. Now, if you're a gamer, well, I'm a gamer, but if you play Five Nights at Freddy's, along with Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's is nothing. This might have interest to you. I think it looks kind of lame. The Killer on Netflix. Stuff's on Netflix. See, these are probably the movies that don't have the the gay relationships. So they just went ahead and said not interested. Oh, Wish comes out in November. That's a new Pixar movie, I believe. It's either Pixar or just straight up Disney animation studio. I have not seen a trailer for Wish yet, but what I heard from someone, I don't know who, maybe just a complete stranger who was like, hey, have you seen the Wish thing? It's about making a wish on a wishing star. It's the origin of the wishing star, I think, or something bizarre. Haven't seen a trailer. Godzilla -1 coming December 1st. I don't even know what that is. The Boy and the Heron. Don't know what that is. Chicken Nugget, Dawn of the Nugget. Netflix exclusive. Well, of course. How did we forget Chicken Nugget, Dawn of the Nugget? That's on everybody's must-watch list for 2023. That might be my number one most excited film. Migration, I remember seeing the trailer for this, is for the new Illumination. That's the new Illumination movie coming out, and it's about ducks migrating. This is where they're at now. Like, hey, we made like $1 kazillion from the Minions and Despicable Me movies, and then we made another $1 kachillion from the Super Mario Brother movie. Let's just make a movie on fucking anything we want. And then they looked out the window and saw some ducks, and Jerry said, why don't we do it on duck migration? Carl's like, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do, because we don't need to think about it for a second. It's going to make $1 billion regardless. Migration, I remember seeing the trailer in theaters, and they teased it in the worst way possible, because I can't even honestly remember what it was that rubbed me the wrong way, but something about it was teasing what felt like it was going to be a much cooler thing. And I think it's because they showed the Illumination characters, all of their different characters walking into the movie theater, and they turned on the theater, and it was the stupid duck movie. I was like, oh, That's what they all went to the theater to see? That's disappointing. That's kind of a letdown. The Iron Claw, I don't know what that is. Sounds like something superhero based. So I'm going to have to say a hard pass on that. I'm going to pass on the Claw. And that's it. I think I hit them all. I think I hit everything now. And if I didn't, I apologize. 1,000 apologies. Dieter Bastian in the mix. Finally made it. It's a different time zone there in Germany. It's very early there. I appreciate you jumping on the stream. Thank you for the good morning. Now, is that Dieter? I always get thrown by your thumbnail because it's like a smoking hot actress. Is that J-Law or is that? God, it almost looks like Hermione. I think it's Jennifer Lawrence, but I'm not entirely sure from the icon, but I like it. But it kind of throws me every time I see you show up because I think you're like a smoking hot girl. Mike Hunt's back with $2. Thank you, Mike. There should be a Predator movie in medieval times. That would be cool. There should be a Predator movie in all times. Throw him in Egyptian times. Throw him in the future. Throw him in the 1980s. That'd be pretty sweet. I mean, I guess he was already in the 1980s in the second movie, wasn't he? Wow, I'm an idiot. Let's just, can we edit that out, please? Sheila, can we edit that out? She's not looking at me. Remember, anybody, show of hands, you remember Sheila? My fake intern that I had for many years on the show. I would yell at her. Sebastian Emmond for $2 says, how is Miss Tweety back in Chicken Run 2? Yeah, I heard that. Is that what the chicken nuggets thing is? Is that Chicken Run 2? I did see something, an article or whatnot about a Chicken Run sequel. Has to be chicken nuggets, right? I don't know. I forgot what happened to Miss Tweety. Did she go through the chicken machine, the nugget maker? I saw that movie a couple times, and every time I watch it, I completely forget about everything that happened outside of Mel Gibson playing the cocky rooster, and the chickens being horrified when they find out what happens to them. Dieter, $2. Yes, it's J-Law, Adam. You don't want to see me. Okay. Well, then I appreciate you taking the time to find a really good-looking photo for your icon. That's dedication, and I'm here for it. Last chance for Super Chats, although I have to say this has been a dream come true tonight. I was not expecting such strong support on the Super Chats, and it all started really with Zach Beal TV for $99.99, and then he goes back and does it again. Just a powerful showing. And then after that, everybody just is out of a cannon lining up at the door saying, yeah, oh, Captain, my Captain. And they throw out these Super Chats with some great questions. This was a fun night. This was a really fun night. It's heartwarming. It puts a nice fire in my tummy, and it keeps me motivated. I'll tell you that much. I'm almost going to cry if I had the ability, if I had the emotional. I can't even think. I can't even go on. And this is going to be on the podcast, like I said. They're going to be like, wow, this man is really well-spoken, really eloquent. Mike Hunt, still, last-second Hail Mary throw for $2. What reboots would you absolutely hate if made? Let me take a pregnant pause. Kind of put the pinky up when I drank that because I'm a fancy man like that. First thing that comes to mind is Back to the Future. I've said this plenty of times. I would be pretty broken if they made a Back to the Future reboot. It's going to happen. Once Zach Zemeckis dies, they will do it. Zach Zemeckis? It's not Zach Zemeckis. I say, is it Zach Zemeckis? That's not right. Robert Zemeckis. If Zach Zemeckis dies, that's not right. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, Robert Zemeckis and some other dude. I can't remember the name. Obviously, it's getting too late for me to think properly. they own the rights to Back to the Future, but the studios will wait. They'll just sit there and wait. And it'll be like, once they're gone, Back to the Future is ours for the taking. So I'm going to be sad when that happens. Maybe I'll be, bright side, maybe I'll be dead. That's a bright side. Maybe I'll be dead. And I don't have to worry about it. Outside of that, top of my dick, I'm trying to think if there's anything else where I would just be kind of saddened. I think Indiana Jones would be tough because it's more or less the movies that were movies without anything else behind them. You know, a lot of stuff in Hollywood is based on a book. It's based on a comic. It's based on a video game. It's based on a short story. It's got some material, but movies like Back to the Future, like Indiana Jones, like Star Wars, they're inspired by things, sure, but they're really their own unique property. So remaking it, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that idea. And it just seems like foolish because there's no way. It's kind of like how they're already going to be remaking Harry Potter. It first off seems way too soon to be doing this. These movies are not that old and they still look great, especially the later ones. The first couple, yeah, they're a little silly, little rough around the edges with the CG, but those movies are also lighter in nature, so that's okay. But yeah, redoing them as a TV series on Max, that sounds terrible. Lord of the Rings is another one that almost perfect across the board for many people. That trilogy is almost flawless. And so redoing those again, I don't know. That doesn't rub me the right way. And the thing is, we just have so many more stories we can tell. There are new movie stories we can make. And I know creativity seems all but dead in Hollywood. And when they do new things, it almost feels like you're just pandering. I mean, we looked at the ABC list. Most of those movies that were new were kind of going down one specific route, it felt like. Yeah, thank you for the question, Mike. Hope I gave you a decent answer. And thank everyone for the support. Again, this was an awesome live stream, one of the best I've ever had. And yeah, I can't wait for Friday, I guess, to do it again. In the meantime, I am in the process of writing a roast for Van Helsing. I'm hoping to have that up for Thursday sometime. Maybe we'll do a live watch along. I've been doing those for the roast since they take me a stupid amount of time to make. And they're usually like 25 to 30 minutes long. Sometimes they're longer than my podcast episodes. So it's fun to watch along with those. They're a good time. I put a lot of work into them and I'm proud of them. So I like to actually like engage with people and see how they're reacting to some of the jokes. Outside of that, we will have a movie review for whatever this new haunting movie is that comes out on Friday or on Thursday night. I'll go to it. I already forgot the name. I don't remember the names of any of them. Murder on the Orient. Nile of the Orient murdering something or another. Yeah, the new one. I'll be going to that. And then we'll do the Friday live again. And, you know, when we wash, rinse, repeat. And eventually I will give you an update about what I'm writing and working on because I'm excited to share that as well when the time is right. Outside of that, thank you to Patreon supporters at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies, where you can become a member. You get access to a bunch of exclusives, 300 exclusive videos, old movies I made back in the day. There's a Water Wars collection now easily to find. I made a collections thing. I'll do that also for some of the other playlists that you have. YouTube gets the same treatment. If you become a YouTube Join member, you have access to all that stuff as well. All right, I've talked long enough. Have a great night, and I am ending the stream. Take care, everyone. Ending now. So you